I'm going to create this lesson as if you've never used Siri before. If you have, you'll be able to skip through the first couple of minutes of this presentation. Siri will be using the Calendar app. If you haven't used that app, open it and you'll see something like this page. Allow Calendar to access your location if it asks you. This will improve location searches. Next, if you haven't used the Notes app, which Siri will also be using, find and open it now. There'll be a welcome screen similar to this. Finally, assuming Siri is turned on in your settings, launch Siri by holding down the Home button. We will teach Siri how to respond to just your voice later. If you haven't used Siri, you'll see something like this screen. It's time to turn on Siri. Click the appropriate button. If you've used Siri before, this will not be necessary. When you first use Siri, you'll probably see this screen. If you've used Siri, again, this screen will probably not appear. In any case, it's time to start enjoying Siri. Today we're going to be working with Siri. The first thing I want to do is to teach her to call me by name, which would be kind of nice. Well, to do that, I'm going to hold down the Home button. When she first comes up, she'll sometimes talk about learning a new trick. Hey Siri.
Hello.
Siri, call me Alan.
From now on, I'll call you Alan. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Alan, it is.
And then she pulls up my card from my contacts list, and there's my name. Now, you can get her to call you anything you want, actually, by going into your contacts list, going to your nickname, and putting in anything you want. This is a useful thing to do, especially if she doesn't pronounce your name properly. But right now, she'll call me Alan. Now you can ask Siri pretty much any question you'd like. Siri, what was the score of the last Winnipeg Jets game?
The Jets battered the Predators by a score of 5-0 last Saturday.
And there you have it. I can ask Siri to launch any app I have on the machine. Siri, launch Safari, please. And there's Safari. It's launched and it's taken me right to Facebook because that was the last page I was on. I can get Siri to schedule an appointment. She'll put it in the calendar, and if there's any conflicts with material that's already in the calendar, she'll let me know. Siri, schedule an appointment for me to get my hair cut March 27th at 2 p.m.
I scheduled your appointment for Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Let me know if you want to make any changes.
Thank you. No.
That's fine. I'll leave it as it was.
And that's how it's done. Now if I go into my calendar, I can see what's been scheduled, just to double check. And you can see if I look at my week, there's my Get My Haircut scheduled. Right there. Which I can then edit or delete the event. But I'm going to ask her now to remind me of an event that's going to take place. I'll set it for 30 seconds from now and see how this works. Siri, remind me in 30 seconds to get a drink of water.
Okay, I'll remind you.
We'll just wait 30 seconds. And let's see if she remembers. Could also remove that reminder if you change your mind later on. It's almost time. And there's the reminder. It says, get a drink of water. How nice. I can use Siri as a timer. This might be useful if you're baking or cooking something. So let's just try that. Siri, timer 30 seconds.
Okay, your timer is set for 30 seconds.
And there she is, counting down for me. I can either leave Siri on, or even if it's off, she's going to remind me when the 30 seconds is up. This can be very useful if you're boiling an egg, or cooking, or just want a basic reminder. Okay. Now, by the same token, I can set an alarm. Siri, wake me in 1 minute.
Setting the alarm. I've set an alarm for 8:38 a.m.
And again, I can either leave the screen here or there should be an alarm go off, and that would wake me up. There's the alarm. Now I can also get Siri to take notes for me, and they'll be stored in the Notes app. This can be very handy if you have an idea come into your head and you just don't have anything to write down with. So here we go. Siri, note that I very much enjoy teaching the Portsmouth class.
Here's your note.
Okay, now we're just going to check that. Inside my notes, there should be one note. And there's the note. If you've never used the Notes app, you can actually manually put in notes with a keyboard, but Siri can do it for you. And once I want to, I can get rid of the note. There it is. So I'm going to get Siri to create a grocery list for me. Siri, create grocery list.
Okay, I've created it. Just tell me if you'd like to add an item to this list.
Add apples, oranges, pears.
Okay, I'll remind you.
Okay. Now to check that, I'm going to go here to my reminders. And there is a grocery list. And there it is, apples, oranges, and pears. Now what if I want to add to it? Well, let's take a look. Siri, add to groceries.
What should I add to your grocery list?
Milk.
Okay, I added it to your grocery list.
Now let's check and make sure it got added. There's my reminders. There's my grocery list. And now there's 2 items in there, apples, oranges, pears, and milk. It's pretty good. And of course, after I've done my grocery shopping, I can delete this. I can use Siri to do calculations for me. Siri, what's 6 times 4?
The answer is 24.
I can also have her do more complicated stuff than that. Siri, what is 20% of $56.10?
Okay, check it out.
And the answer is $11.22, which she's not telling me about, but she's calculated it. I can also get Siri to check my email as of late. Siri, show me email.
You have at least 25 emails since yesterday. At 8:33 a.m. Groupon Winnipeg sends you an email about acupuncture and cupping. Do you want to hear the next one?
No. Now she could read other emails for me, that's fine, but I didn't want to take that kind of time. In addition to having Siri simply pull up or read your email, she can send email too. What she does is she looks into your contacts list, and if you ask for the contact by name, she'll send a mail for you that you can dictate. Let's try that. Siri, send an email to Alan and Pam Appel.
What's the subject of your email?
Subject is enjoying class.
What would you like your email to say?
My email should say, I'm really enjoying teaching classes at the Portsmouth.
Here's your message to Alan and Pam Apple. Ready to send it?
Send it.
Okay, Alan, I'll send it.
And it's sent. Now you'll notice she mispronounced my last name. You can correct that by going into your nicknames in your contacts and spelling your nickname phonetically. I'm not going to bother with that, but because I don't mind being called Apple. Now let's just check email and see if it was sent. There it is. Now you'll notice I need a little more practice here. I said the subject, when she asked me for a subject, because she prompts you, I said the subject is enjoying class. I should have just said enjoying class instead of repeating the word subject. And I also said my email should say, and you don't say that, you just simply say what you want to say. And when you stop talking, she'll prompt you as to whether or not you're ready to send it. That works pretty well. Now you can also ask Siri to play music from your iPad. She can play either individual songs, you can ask for them by name, or if you have an album, you can ask her to play your album, or if you create a playlist, she'll play the playlist. Let's try that out. Siri, play America. Siri, stop. Okay, you get the idea. If I ask it to play a playlist, I can even ask her to shuffle the playlist so that she'll play songs in any particular order just by chance. Now, if you don't like Siri's voice, you can change it. You go to Settings, and you go down to Siri. She'll be listed here. Okay, you'll notice that Siri is on, and I don't have Hey Siri selected. If I did, when it's plugged into a power supply, instead of pushing the home button, I can just say Hey Siri, and Siri will come up. I just don't have that done. You'll notice here that the language is English. The voice is American female. I can change that voice. I can make it Australian, I can make it British, I can make it male, I can make it female. So what would it sound like?
I'm Siri, your virtual assistant.
There she goes.
I'm Siri, your virtual assistant.
And you can basically let Siri know by just leaving it there that
I'm Siri, your virtual assistant.
I'm Siri, your virtual assistant.
I kind of like the default, so I'm going to leave it at that. Now by default, Siri only responds to the home button and then the microphone. But you can teach it to respond to your voice. Here's how we do that. If I go to Siri under Settings, besides the fact that I can change the language and so on, I can allow Hey Siri. I left it to the end because this is the default usually. If you turn that on, it helps you to set the thing up. This helps Siri recognize your voice, so let's go through this. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri, how's the weather today? Hey Siri, it's me. All right, so it says she's done. So let's try that out. Now we're going to test it out to make sure that Siri does work by voice command. I should mention, and this may be only true of older iPads, but she'll only respond to your voice from the main screen if it's plugged in. So I've plugged it in. Let's see if this works. Hey Siri, what's the weather like today?
I don't know where you are, but but you can show me. Go to Privacy Settings, select Location Services, scroll to Siri and Dictation and allow location access.
And that's the next thing we're going to do. So we're going to Privacy, Location Services, as she said, and we choose Siri, and we want her to know where we are when we're using the app. Okay, that should do it. Let's try that again. Hey Siri, what's the weather like here today?
It's currently clear and -9 degrees in Winnipeg. Expect partly cloudy skies starting tonight. Today's high will be 2 degrees, and the low will be -10.
Okay, that's important if Siri needs to know your location, so that she can, for example, tell you the quickest way to get from point A to point B. She has to know where you are, and you need to turn on location services to do that, which we've done. Now that just about covers it, at least what I think are the most important things that Siri can do for you.